Happy Apocalypse, everyone. It's Mikey Millions here, and I am proud to finally bring you the most out-of-control trades from WallStreetBets this winter season. As the bull market made its final charge to new heights, the degenerates of WallStreetBets made sure not to let this 11-year-old bull die in vain. Their trades will go down as some of the dankest this community has to offer. Coronavirus and the oil war have brought their own season of mayhem, kneecapping the people who made this episode possible. Those Corona plays will get their own episode, as they deserve. This video will honor those heroes who both made and lost a fat pile of cash as the bull market clung to its last breaths. And don't let the title deceive you, these trades have no chill. Let's ski right in and kick things off with chill trade number 5. Just weeks ago, our first winter hero, No Porn For Me 69, attempted No Fap February, intending to put all his effort into school, work, and stock trading. While balls deep in Adderall freebase on the morning of Friday, February 7th, No Porn For Me 69 decided SPY was looking good for an end-of-the-week pump. While SPY traded hands for $332 and change, he dumped $27,000 into SPY 337.50 FD calls expiring the following week. By the afternoon, he was up almost $10,000, and he intended to sell the same day he opened for a quick day trade, but biology got in the way. After a long binge of options trading in Pizza Hut while he watched his calls climb in value, our man fell asleep face down on his keyboard, spilling his Cheetos on the ground and letting his calls run rampant and unsupervised. By the time he woke up, the market had closed, his gains were gone, and he was staring at a $4,500 loss. Disheartened but determined, our brave soldier was not ready to throw in the fap rag just yet. Although the fapless fighter was down a stack on Monday morning, he clung to his calls with iron hands, eventually dumping them for 40 cents a contract, granting him a gain of about $5,600. And for anyone wondering, if he had held to expiration, his contracts would have been worth about $10 each, resulting in a loss of just under 20 grand. Good exit on his part, and way to use those iron hands for more than just tenderizing beef. Unfortunately, this experience drove our man's stress levels through the roof, and everyone's favorite website became his outlet. Although our hero failed No Fap February, he won the game of FDs. Nice work, Ivor the Coinless. Now let's check out chill trade number 4. On Thursday, January 2nd, SPY was trading for just over $323 for most of the day, but had a good pump during power hour, closing just a dime under $325. A slick bandit named Paul Matter decided the pump was nothing but hot air, and being a man of culture, bought 490 SPY puts at the 324 strike expiring the next day. His total investment on these one-day contracts was $23,000. Initially, he was down 7 grand within hours, but his hands were made of diamonds and he hoped for a darker tomorrow. And wouldn't you know it, that very night, DJ Mango ordered an airstrike to kill General Qasem Soleimani, leader of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. As Soleimani and his terrorist buddies went down in flames at the fateful Baghdad airport, SPY opened up with a nasty post-airstrike hangover. The whole market drifted down throughout the day on Friday as World War III memes began circulating and 17-year-olds looked for new and novel ways to dodge the coming draft. While the rest of the world was on edge, Big Paul was sitting pretty as his puts increased in value. By the end of the day, our man was sitting on a $103,000 return. Interestingly, his daily gain was pretty darn close to the value of the Hellfire missile that killed Soleimani. Coincidence? You decide. Big props to Prince Paul on that explosive trade. Now let's get down with chill trade number 3. On November 21st, Papa Elon was due to reveal the long-awaited Cybertruck. Fanboys and haters piled into the theater for eyes on the fabled machine while millions watched from home. If there was one man whose stock could make another rich, it was the muskrat. And our man Dejula put his money where his mouth is by maxing out 2 credit cards and borrowing from his home equity to YOLO it all on this chance of a lifetime. As journalists and rich people lined the bleachers, Dejula lined his portfolio with Tesla calls to the tune of $95,000. When Elon revealed the Cybertruck, broken windows and all, the crowd was not all that pleased. And neither was the market.
The Cybertruck to me seems like stillborn.
Dejula, being the brave autist he is, live-streamed his Robinhood account at market open, revealing his disheveled hair and beard while he was at it. Clearly, his terminally ill calls were keeping him awake at night. Within minutes, Dejula was down over 45 grand, ultimately suffering a loss of his entire investment, most of it borrowed from his creditors. The crowd called it GA 2.0, but Dejula kept a positive attitude and listened to some happy tunes, in his Tesla, apparently. And unlike the original GA, Dejula took this as a sign that he needed to get his life back on track. This is a stark contrast from the OG Control the Narrative, who just went back to posting cringe anti-intellectual propaganda and Battlefield 4 videos like nothing ever happened.
Probabilistic Darwinian fitness must go up.
Anyway, within a month of the Cybertruck reveal, Dejula's investment account was down over $75,000, he had been fired from his job, and child support payments were soon due. In his dire situation, he did the most reasonable thing ever by choosing a low-risk, often successful new profession.
I've decided to try out being a day trader.
Determined to get his life in order, Dejula bravely went back to Tesla for his next big trade, dropping over 80% of his remaining cash balance on Tesla 400 calls expiring 3 months out. When Tesla began its exponential moonshot in December, Dejula was well positioned to make a fat profit. In just his first week of day trading, our hero made over $80,000. Talk about vindication. While the average day trader loses all his money at kickoff, Dejula more than doubled it. What a boss. Dejula last checked in late March, this time with his hair combed and looking more like a L'Oreal commercial than the homeless Vietnam vet we saw in November. At his high point, he was up over $250,000 during Tesla's big shot to the moon. And although Tesla did come back down out of orbit, Dejula had cashed out a chunk and paid off his Tesla 3, replenished his home equity, took a chunk off his credit cards, and paid down his mortgage pretty heavily. From being down $80,000 to being up over $250,000 and largely debt-free. This is the turnaround story of the winter. Dejula said that he's done with Robinhood and quitting forever while he's ahead. So basically we'll see him next week. Just bear in mind before all you clowns quit your job to start day trading, results not typical. Congratulations on your success at Cybertruck Rehab, Dejula. Let's move on to chill trade number 2. On January 30th, Amazon was trading for a cozy Reconstruction-era price of $18.66 and was due to post earnings after hours. A young and determined trader by the name of urnotserious went in heavy 6 minutes before the closing bell. Rapidly clicking around for that buy button, he dumped close to $100,000 on 50 calls at the 1900 strike expiring the next day in anticipation of a blowout earnings announcement. Market hours ended, and with the sound of the bell, Jeff Bezos took the mic. Amazon's earnings report was absolutely prime. The stock rocketed up over $200 after hours, a move of almost 11%. For Big Jeff and his 59 million shares, this netted him close to $12 billion. For Jeff's now single ex-wife Mackenzie, this huge move was a payday of $4 billion. But unless you're Jeff or the chick that he used to ravage after market hours, you gotta make do with what you got. And for You're Not Serious, what he got was a $650,000 gain. His calls were $34 out of the money when he bought them, but by the time the market opened, they were about $160 in the money, with each call worth $16,000 of IV-injected high-octane premium. This big payday is enough to buy our man over 300 shares of Amazon if he wants it, but I have a feeling this king is going to do something a little more fun than reinvest. Congratulations on the stacks, Chill Bro. And now, the moment we've been waiting for. Chill trade number 1. If you hang out on WallStreetBets, the number 1 chillest trade is by a guy you may have heard of, WSBgod. And with a name like that, you damn well better deliver the goods. And true to his name, WSBgod is a titan. Already retired from cryptocurrency gains and tech option buying, and packing a wide stock portfolio by mid-2018, WSBgod took his cash balance to the next level this year. Back in April, this Lord of Mount Tendi bought $26,000 worth of Tesla 450 calls expiring January 2021. By August, he was down more than 60%, but with a heavy set of marbles and diamond hands, our hero doubled down by purchasing another $20,000 worth. The grip on his calls proved well-founded as Tesla began mooning through the winter, nearly quintupling in price from $211 to over $960. That $40,000 investment had multiplied to $1.38 million. But was almost $1.4 million enough to satisfy this financial myth unit? No way. While that trade was still running, WSBgod took it to the next level and bought $120,000 worth of calls at the $1,000 strike expiring in March. At the time, Tesla was trading for just $569. Everyone thought this man was a fool. One mad lad even promised a tattoo on his gluteus muscimus if Tesla hit $900. RIP to that guy, because Tesla's moon did not end until it broke 960. But more importantly, this huge moon rise sent those $1,000 calls from being worth about $260 each all the way up to $10,000 each. That's a gain of over $4.5 million. You know how rich this guy got? Look at what he did. He had bought 446 calls in total, but then he sold 26 of them so he could take this picture with exactly 420 calls in his portfolio. He literally sold $260,000 worth of calls as part of a joke. Absolute madman. The people who trash-talked him just weeks prior were now tickling his golden shaft, but this praise did not last forever. Many began to claim WSBgod was a phony after he posted once again a week later, revealing an account worth well over $8 million. How could it be that his account rose while Tesla fell, from over $900 down to $730? The answer to that is still not clear, but just to top it all off, the big man posted another 1.5 million gain. At this point, people started to question whether this was real. No one can be that right, at least nobody who hangs out on WallStreetBets and claims to be their god. But WSB founder Jartek claims to have verified the trade with undeniable proof. Wait, Jartek the Treacherous? The WallStreetBets founder who was mutinied by his own mods for trying to sell out the sub to some junior varsity trading group? How convenient it is that he is the one who verified WSBgod's trades, now that rumors are swirling that he's actually just Jartek in disguise. Were these trades fake and designed to bring noobs from our all into WallStreetBets just before Jartek's trading competition? That would be some awfully impressive play calling, so I'm thinking no. However, we can't be sure. So I'm sorry, WSBgod, even though this crown is waiting for you, there will be no coronation until we are positive that you are not a disgraced and exiled mod wearing a glamour. Do it again, hero, this time without Jartek covering for you, and this crown will be yours to wear.
Who wants to be king?
If WSBgod is the real deal, we might be seeing him in the next video of the Dank Trade Series, the sickest trades of the pandemic. Big things are happening, team. The market is all over the place and millions are up for grabs. Go out and make it happen. Thanks everyone for watching this video. There's more where this came from, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Catch you all next time.